Hi guys. I'm gonna make a third YouTube video on how to do this homework, and that deals with on the HR diagram lab. This is gonna deal with the third part, which is basically using all the stuff that you learned in the first two parts of the lab, and you're applying it to your star. So I told you guys the other day after you guys took the test that you were supposed to choose two stars and you were supposed to put them on a chart. Now that chart is still here on our classroom page under Quick Star Research underneath Class Flow. You click on that and here's what everybody's chose, and you just want to make sure that you're not choosing the star of somebody else. How do you find out if somebody chose your star? Well, you can hit Control F and type in Rigel. And if somebody has chosen their stars, I can see, well, okay, Abby has already taken Rigel. I can't do that one. I'll have to choose another one. But that's okay. You literally have billions of stars to choose from to be able to do that. So how do you find your star? Well, first of all, if you go back to our page, go down to the Stellarium website, you can open it up, and you can literally click on any star. Well, that one happened to be a satellite. Jeez, I did that in the last video too. You can click on any star that you want, any time of the day. That's not a satellite. And what'll happen is there's Coachab, it will give you a lot of the information right here, and maybe if it's not too obscure of a star, might bring you to Cassiopeia. So that's not the star I want. I'm actually going to choose this star right here in the constellation of Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia always looked like a giant W to me. And it is called Gamma Cassiopeia, or sometimes referred to as Navi. All right. I want to go back to our quick search and just check and see. Did anybody take Navi? Chances are they didn't. Nobody took it. 0 out of 0 search researches. All right, we're good to go. So now I want to go to today's assignment where it says your star, and I'm going to type in Navi. Yay, so if your name happens to be Navi, maybe take that star. Okay, it's going to ask you what the mass, the radius, the luminosity, and the temperature are in that next. So I would go back to Stellarium, and it gives you some stuff right here. It gives you where you can locate it at. It tells you its magnitude. That's not going to be in this lab, but that's going to be coming up. It tells you a spectral type. You can see it's a spectral type B. Don't worry about the other numbers behind it. And it gives you a little bit of information, like it tells you it's in the constellation of Cassiopeia, which is something you're supposed to look up. But if you hit Wikipedia, the Wikipedia is going to give you a little bit more information. There it is on a sky map. That's something that you're going to be using on your project. And it's going to tell you where it's at, its apparent magnitude. It's going to tell you its absolute magnitude. But what's important for this one is there's its mass. So its mass is going to be 13. So I would type in 13. Okay. Its radius, and that would be 13 times the mass of our sun. So this is 13 times more massive than our sun. How big is it? Its solar radius is 6.8 to 8.4. Now most of you guys will have one number on that, but this one is what's called a variable star, so it's actually growing and shrinking. So let's just go with the largest number, 8.4. So its radius is going to be 8.4. That means 8.4 times larger than our sun by radius. That's from the center out. All right. Its luminosity, 34,000 times its luminosity. Some would have the luminosity of 1, so this is 34,000 times brighter than our sun. 34,000. Wow. I picked a good one. This is a good star. And finally, its temperature. What is this temperature right there? It looks like it's 25,000 Kelvin. So 25 Kelvin. All right. Now, if I were to plot this star on an HR diagram, which is down here below, and I was already using this, it should look something like when you open it up for the first time, it probably looks something like this. All right. So I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to say, okay, so what is its temperature? 25,000 Kelvin. That means if this is 3,000, that's 25,000. So 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, 30,000, 25 is about right here. So and it says it's a B class star. So there it is in the little B section. We know it's going to be a blue star and it's going to be right here in this area somewhere. Okay. So it's going to be somewhere up and down this line. And then its radius, excuse me, its luminosity is 34,000. So that would be 34,000 would be 3.4 times 10 to the fourth power. So if you look, this is 1, this is 10, this is 10 to the 2, which would be 100, 10 to the 3, which would be 1,000, and 10 to the 4, which would be 4,000, and 10 to the 5, see, I did it right, 10, 100, 1,000, I'm sorry, 10,000 right there. So 30,000 would be just a little bit above that. So we're going to go from somewhere over here, over here. This star plots about right here, all right? And it's a relatively large sun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this star. I'm going to go up here to the little paint bucket, and I'm going to paint it blue because it is a big blue star. And I am going to move it. And remember I told you guys, so I'm going to resize it a little bit because it's not that big. The really, really big ones are going to be over here. So it's going to be about this big. And it was at about 20-something thousand. All right, so we said in this area. And we went up to 10 to the fourth. So that means it's going to be somewhere in this area. And it doesn't have to be exact. Just that star takes up a lot of area. That gets me the point. It's on the area that it should be. If I see a blue star over here in the red area, I'll know you didn't do it right. If I see your star end up in the white area, I'll know it's wrong. But I can see that it's a big blue star. It looks like it's for the most part on the main sequence. All right, so I'm going to hit save and close. All right, and then it says fill out the stages on the stage table, okay? So this is a B-class star. It has got the mass that's 13 times larger than the mass of our sun. So we go back to the last section, the second section, where we use the star in the box. I'm going to open up that program. I'm going to click over to Advanced, open the lid, and now it doesn't give me, what did we say it was? It was 13 mass. It doesn't give me 13 exactly. So I'm just going to round off to the nearest whole number, the nearest tenth, or 10. In this case, this would be 10. 10 is closer to 13 than 20 is. So I'm going to click on that one. And you can see, okay, that's about the same place, all right? And we hit play, and you can kind of see it becomes variable star, and then it blows up, all right? So what are the stages of this star? We can look at it. Here are the different stages. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different stages. And what are the radiuses, the luminosities, the temperatures, and the durations? So that will give me all the information that I have for each of the stages of that. Then it says use your snipping tool to copy a snip of your HR diagram of your star and paste it in the box below. So this is your HR diagram of the life. So I would use the snipping tool. Snipping tool looks like this. Hit new. Get a snip of it. And I would copy. Go back to the assignment. And inside the paste here, I would delete the paste here part because I don't need it anymore. And I would control V for paste. And there we go. There is a picture of my star as it appears. Its life appears on the HR diagram. Then you got a few more questions to answer, and that's it. Okay, I'm going to cough and I'm going to end this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye and good luck. And then I'm going to have a really nasty coughing fit. So have a great day, everybody.